The boy accidentally discovered that a brother was actually sitting on top of the fridge in their new home. His parents were instantly shocked. Because the fridge was completely empty, how could there be any brother? At that moment, the two of them couldn't help but recall the warning their mother had left before leaving. Could it be that this house really had some problem? The story actually began 3 days earlier. The couple had long been fed up with cramming into their tiny rental, so they decided to move into the old house their father had left behind. But that house had always been occupied solely by the mother, and for a full 20 years she had never allowed them to move in. The wife finally reached her limit and directly gave her mother-in-law two choices. Either the mother-in-law moved out voluntarily or she would divorce her husband. Seeing the argument escalating further, the woman reluctantly agreed to leave. But before that, her son had to agree to 3 conditions. The first condition was that the son had to return the $200,000 he had secretly taken years ago. It turned out that when the son got married, he had quietly taken the woman's $20,000 retirement savings. At that time, it was supposed to be just for safekeeping. Now 5 years had passed and it was time to return it to its rightful owner. Hearing this, the couple was full of heartache. But thinking about the house being worth tens of millions, they quickly agreed. And the next day they managed to scrape together the $200,000 and returned it to the woman. After receiving the money, the woman immediately stated her second condition. That was after the son moved in, he must under no circumstances open or enter the small room on the second floor. The son felt deeply confused but still reluctantly agreed. The woman's third condition was that once she moved out, she would never return. She hoped the couple would consider carefully and never beg her to come back later. The daughter-in-law, upon hearing this, decided the woman was just being mysterious. She firmly declared that they would never in their lives ask the woman for anything. Seeing this, the woman said no more, quickly went upstairs and packed her luggage. Before leaving, she gave the house a long, complicated look. Then with a face full of relief, she turned and left. After the mother left, the man kept feeling that something was off, but his wife immediately scolded him for being paranoid. How could such a good house possibly have any problem? That evening, to celebrate moving into the new home, the wife prepared a large, sumptuous meal. But just as the family was about to eat, the son suddenly picked up a piece of meat and said he wanted to give it to the brother on the fridge. The couple was shocked instantly. Because the fridge was clearly empty, where could any brother be? To figure out what the son had seen, the man had no choice but to brace himself and carry the boy to the fridge, asking where his brother was. But unexpectedly, the son reached out and pointed to the brand label on the fridge. That night, after tidying up, the couple went to bed. In the middle of the night, the man got up to use the bathroom, but just as he reached the door, he heard the woman crying inside. He mustered his courage to open the door, but the scene before him made him collapse to the floor in fear. When he looked more closely, he realized that his wife had somehow changed into a white dress and was silently crying in the bathroom. The man thought she must be sleepwalking and decided to carry her back to bed. But at that moment, he suddenly felt a chilling cold wind, so he had to go put on a piece of clothing first. Yet just as he opened the closet and looked back, he was stunned to see his wife lying safely in bed. The man was instantly terrified and sank to the floor. He hurriedly demanded to know why she was in bed, and even stranger things were about to happen.